Hi everyone, so this is part 4, I think, of fast factoring of trinomials. This is if you take it my online Math 1010 course, or if you just want to know more about factoring, alright? This may not be the best way for you. You know, I may have other math teachers that will probably look at this and go, psh, you know what, it works really well for me, and the students I've taught, it works really well for them. So I'm just going to keep using it. So I've got 6 trinomials here. I know this one looks kind of weird, but it is a trinomial with 3 terms. Go ahead and hit pause and see if you can figure these out using a weighted factor of your choice. In a minute, I will go ahead and, well, it'll take 3 parts to do all these, but in a minute I'll go ahead and do the first 2, and using the fast factoring approach that I've been showing, and let's see if you can get it. Alright, hopefully you went ahead and hit pause and did them. Let's take a look at this first one. I can tell you right now, we need to make sure to follow what I've been calling this whole time the rule of the thumb, which is factor out your greatest common factor. So I've got 24x squared y squared minus 42xy squared plus 9y squared. And right away I can tell you that I do not have the greatest common factor taken out. They're all divisible by 3, right? And I can also pull out a y squared. So we'll pull out a 3y squared. That gives me a 3x squared minus, ooh, what is that number? I'm totally doing this on the fly here. 14x plus 3. Yeah, I believe that's right. So I've got the trinomial. I got to make sure that 3y squared is part of my answer kit. So don't ignore that. That's part of my factoring process. So this trinomial, one thing I have not been showing is, so we got 3 digits, it's a trinomial. First, check and make sure it's not a perfect square trinomial. It's not, so I think we're really okay there. Down the line, you'll probably see this happening where it is. Maybe not in any of these. So let's go ahead and see how this factors. Okay, so do a big X, 8. Closest factors of 8 are 4 and 2. In 3, there's only 3 and 1. And I'm going to put the 3 on the bottom and the 3 on top because I see that this is going to be a 14. All right. Oh, by the way, these both can be negative. 3 is a positive, so negative 1 times a negative 3 is a positive 3. And I know they both need to be negative because they have a negative in front of the 14. Again, I cut myself off, but the reason I put the 3 down here is because I saw that 14. I know that 3 times 4 is going to be 12, which is pretty close to 14. And by default, 1 times 2 is 2. Well, long story short is, I know that they were going to add up to 14 negatively. So you can kind of forecast some of these in advance. As you do more of these, you get pretty quick. So factors are going to be, don't forget the 3y squared times the 4x minus 1. And 2x minus 3. Okay. Let's take up this next one. 4x squared plus 28xy plus 49y squared. All right. This one is a perfect square trinomial, okay? So 3 terms. First, greatest common factor, see if you've got any. I don't have a greatest common factor, so that's out. But this is a perfect square trinomial. Now, I do not have to do this whole x thing, okay? Because, take a look at this. It's 4x squared. That 4 is a perfect square, right? Look over here, 49y squared. 49 is a perfect square. The square root of 49 is 7. The square root of 4x, or 4 is 2. So, what I'm saying here is that I bet the factors are going to be 2x plus 7y times 2x plus 7y, or 2x plus 7y squared. check this and make sure. If you look at the perfect square trinomial formula, it was a plus b quantity squared. Eraser. It would look like this. If you looked at my multiplication of polynomials video, you would have seen where I talk about perfect square trinomials a little bit. Now, you do not have to memorize this formula, just understand how it works. Okay, initially, a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, that's what I had here, right? And it's going to factor out to become a plus b quantity squared. Now, we can check to make sure I've got this right. Let's look at this part in particular, this plus 2ab. What that is you take the a times the b and then you double it, right? Well, let's take a look here. My a in this case is 2x. My b in this case is 7y. 2x times 7y. Then we have to double it, right? Because this is my a and this is my b. So 2 times 7 is 28. Put the xy there. That's 28. Okay, so that's how you can check to make sure you've got it right, but that's it. Okay, so you can do these really, really quick if you're able to spot that you've got a perfect square trinomial. So before you just launch in this whole x thing, make sure that you have a perfect square trinomial first and see if that'll go a little faster for you, okay?